goal. That is a dream goal.
They found it. They finally found the goal they were looking for.
What a finish that is. Do not scratch your eyes. This is really happening.
From soccer fields across the USA to the legendary stadiums of Spain and Portugal, for 40 years, Petrobax has been the go-to expert for group travel to Spain and Portugal. We organize soccer group trips from start to finish, flights, hotels, transportation, and guided tours, all perfectly coordinated by our experienced team. Your trip can include attending La Liga and Portuguese Primeira Liga games, matches against local teams, pro training sessions, and even tournaments. As true experts in Spain and Portugal, we'll ensure you also experience the rich history, vibrant culture, and incredible food these countries are famous for. Celebrating 40 years of crafting unforgettable journeys to Spain and Portugal. Petrobax, your team, your passion, your trip to Spain and Portugal starts here.
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University and I play forward. The Salt Air Case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house, so I don't have to worry about it stinking up my room. It helps me keep track of my cleats and my shin guards so I know that they're together and I don't have to worry about tracking them down or losing them or stressing out about where they are. I would definitely rock this, walking to the games, walking around to my trainings. And it's super helpful for travel. When I travel in the airport to go to away games, it's not going to stink up my backpack or stink up the plane where I'm sitting. Magnetic strip on the top is super easy to open to take my cleats out and to put my cleats back in. I think it's an essential part of my outfit for soccer and it helps keep all my stuff organized and stink-free.
A quality highlight reel is crucial for college and pro recruitment. A lot of services offer generic solutions, but at Game & Frame we know every player is unique and needs a personalised approach to win over coaches. Our process is simple. We work with any footage, and if you need help finding your best plays, we'll review games for you. Once we've finished, you'll have a reel you can upload to any recruitment platform. We've helped hundreds of players get the attention they deserve, including placements in Division 1 programs. Scan the QR code or email us for a free consultation and start the journey to maximize your recruitment potential.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Randall's Island. Good afternoon, rather, to Randall's Island, where we will feature a very appetizing matchup between the first place and undefeated Sandzak taking on Manhattan Kickers. Let's begin as we see the two sides walking out to this pitch number 70 here at Randall's Island. Let's begin with Sandzak, coming off an immaculate display last time out and a 4-1 win over Polonia, who are trying to once again extend their lead at the top, as Block FC yesterday dropped points with a 90th minute equalizer from a free kick from Manhattan Celtic. Final score there 2-2. So in essence, 2 drop points for Block FC in their quest to try to catch Sandzak. Block FC, of course, who are remaining in second place. Sandzak have a perfect 9 for 9 so far in the season, 27 points, the only undefeated team left in the division, and they can once again extend their lead at the top to 7 points with a win here today. Manhattan Kickers, on the other hand, begin the day in 7th place on 13 points, but only 2 points behind Polonia, who take on Liberia behind us on this very field, number 75 here at Randall's Island. They can propel up some places with a big 3 points here. And just a reminder at how congested the table is, just 4 points separate 3rd to 8th position. Sandzak were victorious in the first meeting between the two sides on November 16th with a narrow scoreline, that being a 1-0 win in their favor. And of course, two sides in which don't concede a lot of goals with healthy defenses should be a scintillating watch. Of course, Sandzak lining up in their all-black strip, the same one that they featured last time out, and Manhattan Kickers will line up in their all-white kit. They will be attacking from right to left. Sandzak, of course, vice versa, left to right. And first possession will go to the foot of Martin Dikanovic, who will lead the line here tonight for Sandzak. We're off and underway. Another installment of the Cosmopolitan First Division. Can Sandzak extend their lead to 7 points at the top of the table, and or can Manhattan Kickers find a very important win for their persuasion to propel them up some places to reach and touch rather the playoff positions? Of course, we remind you that the top 4 will play a playoff. The winner of the division will have an automatic berth to play their football next year in the APSL, should they accept, of course, the invitation. Last year, Polonia, champions, elected to remain in the division, and this was the side that Sandzak took on this very field last time out. Jeffrey Gadd, the Sandzak new signing, of course, again at center back. Ball clipped over the top to Mamadou Diombera. Dikanovic latches it on neatly to Matthew Heze, who's beginning the game on the right-hand side. Towards Dikanovic, tight angle. Mamadou Diombera opens the scoring to glance over at the referee's assistant, in which his flag was risen to peter out that first attack. But once again, a very good beginning from Sandzak. Begin the games with a lot of intensity. Ball in the possession of Manhattan Kickers now. Mohamed, who has lined up on this left-hand side, a little flick around the corner. Here is the captain, Velyanis, shifting it over to Siddiqui, who will play at left full back. Here's the left winger, Mohamed. Back to the center back. That being, I believe, an ex-Sandzak player, if I'm not mistaken. Elijah. Here he is allowing his captain to cushion it back to the goalkeeper, Dilapo, who I believe also played in the reserve matchup, if I'm not making a mistake here. He had a very good game as Sandzak's reserve side were victorious with a score of 1-0, but a very good showing from the reserve goalkeeper, who I believe is also deputizing now for the first team. Kalenovic going to ground is Deligiannis. Heze will open. Dikanovic with press. I believe Sandzak have, of course, lined up in their customary 4-3-3. Like we mentioned throughout different streams here, their fluidity and their mix and match is something that really propels them to change the game upon impact. As Mirza Sabovic has began the game in the middle of midfield. Last time out began the game as a center forward, I believe, then went out to the left wing. Dikanovic leading the line here tonight with Mamadou Diambera off the left and Matthew Heze off the right. Here's a little fancy flick towards the center forward. And in possession are Manhattan Kickers. A side in which caused Sandzak some trouble last time out. We remind you, only a 1-0 win in favor of the league leaders. Here's Matthew Heze on a first extension of the legs. Two very rapid wingers Sandzak feature, deputizing both from the very start. Deligiannis will cushion it back to his center back, who can assess, will play forwards. Some duels in the middle of midfield, and Mohamed Bou will come away with the possession. The workhorse of the Sandzak midfield. A lot of running, a lot of duels. All their center midfielders very versatile and can do both sides if you'd like win the ball. And of course the very important attacking bit that we've seen from the three in the midfield. In this instance it's Bou, Kalenovic and Sabovic. Ball over the top to Martin Dikanovic. The captain will cushion and back with the fullback. Infield to Schneider. High press on from Sandzak, and Leja will sift it out to the right hand side. Going airborne was Mamadou Diambera in the press. A line splitting pass over towards the center forward, who can swivel. Mohamed, and the risen flag will peter that attack out. And Danilo Nikčević will just touch to Kalenovic. Nikčević, of course, who made a stellar stop last time out in the match against Polonia. Very athletic save, candidate possibly for the save of the month, as it was only game one of the restart of the spring season. Mohamed can just about keep it in play, maybe will aid Heze, as Heze into the area, byline, low. A first bit of connection from the center back and a healthy clearance towards his number 10 in Sale, who will win his side a free kick very smartly. Leloup, another very versatile piece to the Manhattan Kicker squad. Has different positions that he can take up on the pitch. Center back, in the 6, and also in midfield, in which he's in today's matchup. Nikčević can just assess. We've no Yasir in the back line for Sandzak tonight, usually deputizing at left full back. It's Hrstanović off the left and right at full back, partnered by, of course, Jeffrey Gadd, and the man and the captain in possession, Sabovic. Bu back to Hrstanović, who will clip aerially. Leloup is underneath it, wins the first ball. The Greek center midfielder and captain, line splitting pass to Leloup. Siddiqui. Elianis finding an interesting pocket and clipping one over the top was Gutierrez with number 3 on his back, and he'll go over to take this set piece. Gutierrez over the dead ball for Manhattan Kickers. Can they serve something appetizing into the heart of the area? That's exactly where it went. Sabovic's first contact. Diombera has a little trouble to clear, going to ground. A couple of hacks and swipes to clear. And Elijah has space. Coming to get the first pass is Schneider, who can now drop into position as there's no press on the center back, who finds Leloup. Quick little triangle. Mohamed infield, flick around the corner to Mohamed. Mohamed driving byline. His flat service a little bit under hit, and Gadd can locate Kalenovic, who releases Matthew Heze, who has some space to maraud into. Matthew Heze over the top to Mamadou Diombera, but good starting position from Di Lapo in the goal. Sale, Leloup, and hand kickers who have some new signings. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the left full back. We'll get to that point in just a second, as Mamadou Diombera is unlucky that the ball clicked off his heels and ran past it. I believe Manhattan Kickers have a couple of new signings in their squad. Alexander Mesa, one of them, beginning the game on the bench, and I believe the left full back, Siddiqui, is a new signing for the spring season. Could be mistaken, but a similar fluid system as per usual for the Kickers, who will try from this right hand side, congested in the corner. Sabovic. Here's Sabovic on the turn. Diombera's cushion backwards, and with Captain Harris all the way back to the Montenegrin shot stopper Nikčević. Jeffrey Gadd in field to Kalenovic, who can spin. The press was on from Leloup, so had to check his movement backwards, and back in the possession of the goalkeeper. Sabovic. Sandzak with a win here can go perfect 10 for 10 Mamadou Diombera bypassing 1 and 2, finding Matthew Heze going to ground as the fullback in good nick to club the ball out into touch. Kalenovic, very technical player. Here's Sabovic, had a command from his goalkeeper actually to take on the shot from 30 plus meters. Here is Boo, ball roll, he will try his right foot. Dekanovic using the spin of the ball. Heze on the half turn, and without spillage, good save from Dilapo. Just about 13 minutes in, we remain at 0-0. Sandzak were denied by the offside flag in the first minutes, and a couple half chances either way since. Spreading the play to the advancing fullback. With on the outside of the foot, alla Trivella. That pass intercepted, appeals for an offside. Now the flag has risen, but good advantage from the referee as Gad intercepted. Sabovic trying a little nutmeg. We saw a very nice first goal last week from Sandzak with interchange from Chelebi, Diombera, and a final product from Sabovic. Chelebi not in the starting 11 today, actually picked up a knock last time out, so we will see if he is in the Sandzak repertoire on the bench. Siddiqui to his left-footed centre back, who finds a nice line splitting pass to Gutierrez, flicking it around the corner, just about can keep it in play, and off the shins of Hrusanovic for a corner kick. Gutierrez over to take the set piece with right-footed outswing. They'll load the area. Leloup advancing. Sail to the back post towards the penalty spot. The heads went up. A shot from distance is comfortable for Nikcevic. He'll bowl it out to Jeffrey Gad. Sabovic has had a bit of time to inch up with the possession and orchestrate his team up the pitch. Towards Martin Dekanovic, goalkeeper off his line, and Dekanovic, without compromise, opens the scoring. What a crisp finish, quick thinking, and immaculate centre forward play from Martin Dekanovic to open the scoring for Sandzak. Slow to quick, the transition from Sandzak, and a very expert finish from Dekanovic. How can Manhattan Kickers now riposte? In a duel in the middle of midfield, Diombera stretching his legs, lengthening his stride. Stanovic can go backwards to his goalkeeper. Sabovic. Stanovic was to his left, but wanted to play in field with Kalanovic. Kicker's not fully pressing at the moment, have two banks of four and allowing Sandzak to go backwards. Towards Mohamed Bou. Diambara. Heze's clever movement. Flag is down. Diambara, brave goalkeeping and effective at that from Dilapo, coming off his line and smothering before Diambara can nibble the ball perhaps over him. Delganis. Here is Mamadou Diambara again, thinking of his right foot and getting clipped from behind. Free kick for Sandzak. Trotting up to the ball is Haris Sabovic. This is certainly in his range, as we've seen him do it in previous streams. His exceptional free kick in the very first games of the season against Block FC in Sandzak's victory. A wicked free kick with his right foot. About 25 or 26, possibly 7 yards away from goal. From the moment the referee blew for the free kick, this man trotted up to the ball. Here is Sabovic with his right foot. Good crisp contact. And with movement, but beyond the post of the Lapo goal. Floated towards Sale. Yanis, very industrious player in the middle of midfield with technique and of course the defensive aspect. Early ball is on towards Matthew Heze. Off the shoulder of the fullback, Heze pressing rather vigorously and winning aside a throw-in. Here is the goal scorer. Mohamed will hack it off him. Loop. High press from Matthew Heze. Schneider can go to his right fullback Gutierrez. Spinning Bou. Bou Sabovic going to ground. Delianis will pick up the possession. Gutierrez over the top towards his center forward, who went into the right channel. Appeals for a corner kick, but goal kick for Sandzak. Ball played quickly towards Gad. Kalenovic changing the field to his captain. It's somewhat similar to the build-up of the first goal, a slow to quick transition, as the dear coach that I had the privilege to work with for many years said the infamous line of slow, quick transition. That was what Sandzak did in their first goal, as Dekanovic made no mistake with his finish. Back with the fullback Hrstanovic. Further back to Nikčević. Jeffrey Gad wants some movement ahead of him. The diagonal will find Diombara in the end. Clever run into the channel by the goal scorer. Lays it towards the top of the box, but the movement was beyond the last line from Diombara. Delianis. Nipped away by Gad, who can drive in. The center back, who you know can also play a couple of different positions. Very good on the ball. Little flick from Dekanovic. The flag is down. Matthew Heze cutting it. The clearance from Schneider. Le Loop contesting. Boo once again winning a possession for his side. Having a little glance over his shoulder, but playing with the surety of his fullback. Sandzak in the lead after a Martin Dekanovic strike, looking for their second, clipping it towards the goal scorer, who plays with the chest, swiveling. Boo will only find the white shirt. Now they can transition. Gutierrez stretching, has one runner to his left. Gutierrez will float it to the second post. Mohamed's first time effort, all the way back to Gutierrez. A shot is dragged wide, but very appealing from Manhattan kickers, in which they will dip into their bench now. First substitution of the evening is going to be their new signing, Alex Mesa, to replace Mohamed on the left-hand side. That's actually an old teammate of mine, can play a multitude of positions. Now lining up on the left wing, once again replacing Mohamed, who is on the outskirts of the pitch. Mind you that substitutions are in and out. You can refresh your squad as much as you want. It being the second game only of the elongated now due to some cancellations spring season. So still just a query on the fitness levels of the two sides, but Here is Matthew Heze in a sprint, getting a little nibble on the ball. The referee was in a good position to suggest no penalty kick. Of course, Matthew Heze, an ex-Manhattan Kickers player, we have forgotten to mention so far, actually scored a very important goal for them a couple years back to, in essence, keep them in the division. I believe that game was on field 74 late in the season, a very clutch goal from Matthew Heze, now playing his football with Sandzak. Another substitution as well for the Manhattan side. A little bit loose towards La Loupe. It's indeed substitution at the back. Let's just see this action first as Sale is swiveling. Negron has entered at center back. Some defending to do as Mamadou is in a sprint. Cuts it to his right foot. Can spray it out to the advancing fullback. Hrstenovic will elevate it into the area. An early call from the goalkeeper. Heze, it needs a clearance. It gets a clearance in the end. Goalkeeper got a chunk of it. Boop towards Kalenovic. A little bit of drizzle has begun here at Randall's Island. Thrown in towards Sale, who possibly took a stumble there at the wrong time, but a quick thumbs up to the bench. We'll restart with a drop ball. Of course, today's Game in Frame broadcast is sponsored by Umbro. You can head to umbroteam.com to start designing your kit for free now, as Nikcevic will play to his center back. Produced by Umbro, designed and worn by you. Of course, thank you to our sponsors at Umbro. Throw in for Sandzak. Kanovic. Sandzak, as of now, haven't dipped into their bench. Two, I believe, have Mirkovic, the scorer of the goal for the reserve side in their 1-0 victory, on the bench. But as of the moment, not tipping into the bench. Free kick. There's some news pertaining to Manhattan Kickers and or Sandzak. Penalty kick right behind us that I'm just trying to have a quick glance over, as Gutierrez will now take this free kick for Manhattan Kickers. Liberia have a spot kick right behind us. As Gutierrez will leave it for the left-footed option. Clipped into the area, away from Jeffrey Gadd, as we can say that it's a very late challenge, and the yellow card for Siddiqui.
16.
Liberia have converted from the spot.
I have 16. Hold on. Yeah, I have 16.
So the left fullback in the book. Sandzak wingers, of course, are expertise in the 1v1. Can now Heze, that is on this right hand side, can take on his man, who's on a yellow, has to be very careful. But Siddiqui at the moment remaining, now advancing up the pitch. Has a whistle. Back four with a change that was the introduction of Negron to partner Schneider at centre back. Siddiqui will remain at left full back. Right full back as well remaining in place with Leloup and Deligianis. Free kick. Leloup with some contact on Heze. 36th minute, Sandzak in the lead after a swift transition and a finish from their centre forward Dikanovic. Can load it into the area. Teasing it into the heart of the area was Kalenovic. Gutierrez has remained furthest forward. Over towards Mesa. Flag is up. I believe just to confirm the Manhattan Kicker substitution. Delija, who began the game at, let's just see this action first, as Schneider has to be careful. The weight of pass is uncomfortable, allowing his goalkeeper to just do the smart thing to play it out into touch. Delija has gone up from centre back to the right wing, and the back four that we mentioned of the substitute Negron partnering Schneider is the four for the Kickers at the moment. Boo. Leloup gets a toe on it. About 10 minutes left in this first half, in which Sandzak got the goal that they craved for. Kickers have dipped into the bench, trying to find the equalizer. Sail. Interesting weighted ball towards the Ilianis, who made a clever run. Nice idea, and they'll have a throw-in. Veljanis, pressed by two. Possibly a long throw in. Coiling it up to the area. A flick from Sale in a dangerous area. Hacked high into the sky by Gad. Le loop cushions. Veljanis. The clearance from Diombera towards the halfway line. Here's the substitute. Well, just touch it to Leloup in the center of the park. Yanis on the half turn, line splitting towards Delisha. Will find his captain again. Kicker's knocking the ball around neatly now as Sandzak have dropped into a low block. Aerial approach for the advanced fullback. The heads went up. The second ball will find Siddiqui. Grown. Sabovic couldn't just control. Yanis now. Low block from Sandzak. Mesa going to ground. Kolenovic towards Dikanovic, who will be whistled for a free kick. 5 minutes left in this first half. An important 5 minutes for both sides. Heze couldn't keep it in. Schneider with the outside of the boot releases Veljanis. Siddiqui advancing really high up on this left-hand side, allowing Mesa to go infield as an extra number in that first of the two pockets that the kickers are trying to find some possession in. Good work rate in the end, and defensive cover from Hrstanovic. Another substitution for Manhattan Kickers. On the right hand side, Diombera with the sole of his boot couldn't control. Leloup. Veljanis towards the substitute, who was beaten to it. Leloup controls, rather Schneider controls. Leloup beside him. Schneider electing for the line splitting pass to Veljanis. Zami is the substitute that has entered for the last 5 minutes of this first half on the right hand side. So some fresh legs on the right and the left hand side for Manhattan Kickers, and change at the center back. Is telling his teammate to advance. Veljanis first time around the corner. Hrstanovic. Mamadou Diombera will cushion to his fullback. Bu first time. Sabovic will put his foot through it smartly, as the kickers triggered the press in that instance. Because we've had a good chunk of possession in the last 10 or so minutes. Sandzak electing to be disciplined in the low block, and kickers trying to articulate some movement around. Sabovic. It's gonna just about remain in play. Heze can drive, on Le Loop. Good tackle in the end from Deliganis. Mesa towards the substitute Zami, who didn't catch that sweetly, and Niktovic will just chew up a little bit of clock. Niktovic will put his foot through it towards Heze. Yanis. Kalenovic. Outside of the boot, all the way back to the comfort of his goalkeeper. And back they go again. Good distribution. Kalenovic to Harasabovic. Will elevate towards Mirza Sabovic. Almost got a telling touch towards Heze. Referee just having a glance at his watch. Kalenovic will intercept. Sabovic towards Heze. Has Dikanovic in the area. Heze towards Martin Dikanovic. What a save. Going down, still fighting for possession. And on the very last seconds of the first half, that action, Di Lapo with a very important stop to keep the score at 1-0, denying Dikanovic's second at halftime here. A very interesting first half of football between Sandzak and Manhattan Kickers. Sandzak in the lead after a swift transition rather from Sandzak, and Martin Dikanovic beating the Manhattan Kickers goalkeeper for the opening goal after Sandzak tried a couple new approaches for their second, and in the last 10 or so minutes Manhattan Kickers were asking some questions with a bit of possession, but so far haven't found the equalizer. At halftime, Sandzak 1, Manhattan Kickers 0.
From soccer fields across the USA to the legendary stadiums of Spain and Portugal, for 40 years, Petrobax has been the go-to expert for group travel to Spain and Portugal. We organize soccer group trips from start to finish, flights, hotels, transportation, and guided tours, all perfectly coordinated by our experienced team. Your trip can include attending La Liga and Portuguese Primeira Liga games, matches against local teams, pro training sessions, and even tournaments. As true experts in Spain and Portugal, we'll ensure you also experience the rich history, vibrant culture, and incredible food these countries are famous for. Celebrating 40 years of crafting unforgettable journeys to Spain and Portugal. Petrobax, your team, your passion, your trip to Spain and Portugal starts here.
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University, and I play forward. The Salt Air Case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house, so I don't have to worry about it stinking up my room. It helps me keep track of my cleats and my shin guards so I know that they're together, and I don't have to worry about tracking them down or losing them or stressing out about where they are. I would definitely rock this, walking to the games, walking around to my trainings. And it's super helpful for travel. When I travel in the airport to go to away games, it's not going to stink up my backpack or stink up the plane where I'm sitting. Magnetic strip on the top is super easy to open to take my cleats out and to put my cleats back in. I think it's an essential part of my outfit for soccer, and helps to keep all my stuff organized and stink-free.
A quality highlight reel is crucial for college and pro recruitment. A lot of services offer generic solutions, But at Game and Frame, we know every player is unique and needs a personalised approach to win over coaches. Our process is simple. We work with any footage, and if you need help finding your best plays, we'll review games for you. Once we've finished, you'll have a reel you can upload to any recruitment platform. We've helped hundreds of players get the attention they deserve, including placements in Division 1 programs. Scan the QR code or email us for a free consultation and start the journey to maximize your recruitment potential.
Welcome back, guys. Second half kickoff imminent, as Manhattan Kickers will have the first kick in this second half. As we're underway, Le Loop will begin in the middle of midfield. Towards to Michalak. From right full back, advancing is Zami. An opportunity for Kickers to riposte, and he couldn't get a correct contact on it. It was in a dangerous area in the 6. Mesa. There's a man down beyond the play. 50-50. Let loop. Let's see if they will kick it out. The loop is now made aware of his teammate on the pitch. We will restart with a drop ball. Allianz. Zami's movement, let loop backwards to Schneider. Michalak opens the touch a bit. Diambera, Kolenovic, ball roll. With the outside of the foot, flag is up. Rechka leading the line for the Kickers. Here he is. Le loop back to Rechka, spinning. Michalak advanced from right full back. In a dangerous area, but the cross is comfortable for Nikčević. Stanovic. Sabovic all the way back to Nikčević. Diagonal towards the advancing fullback. The two fullbacks in a duel. Michalak will put his goalkeeper under pressure as the Diambera was there to press. Stanovic, last touch off him. Sale discombobulated and was falling over. Boo. Let loop. Sale will leave it to his center midfielder. Zami. Sale. Backwards to Schneider. Let loop just beyond him. For Stanovic. Sabovic, the flag is down. Mamadou Diombera through on goal on his left foot and skews it wide. A glimpse of goal for Mamadou Diombera. Couldn't get sufficient contact on it with his left-footed effort. Toe poke in the end, but on the wrong side of the first post. Rechka thinking about lining one up, finds Zami. Zami is blocked by Nikčević in the first instance. Still have some defending to do, Sandzak, as Zami was cleverly put through on goal. Veligiannis on the top of the box, finds Michalak. Michalak will have a shot propelled up. Nikčević with early distribution towards Diombera. Sale will touch it in. Spin furthest forward now. Heze. Sabovic is through on goal. Sabovic has Dikanovic to his right. Sabovic saved again and cleared. Another very important stop by Dilapo. In the 1v1, Sabovic had Dikanovic to his right, but elected to finish on his own, to be denied by the goalkeeper. A very important save in a very important moment in the match to keep this game still 1-0 in favor of Sandzak. Kickers now trying to find the equalizer. Big chance for Zami and a big chance for Sabovic to begin the second half with a little bit of fire. Here is the athletic movement of Mamadou Diombera onto his right foot, going infield, finding Sabovic, who will find Heze. Bu. Kolanovic. Nikčević just loudly, shall we say, vocalizing some tactics for defensive cover. Free kick. Schneider from center back. The loop dropping in. So too Veligiannis. Greek will spread the play to the left hand side. Here is Zami now in possession, who will play first time neatly to Michalak. A low cutback. Zami going over into the area. Le loop. Sabovic back. A thick 50-50. Michalak. And a breath for Sandzak as a free kick will peter out that attack from Manhattan Kickers. Kanovic's goal in the first half remains the only goal in this match. We remain at 1-0. Mikcevic to his captain Haris Sabovic. Kolenovic around the corner to the other centre back, Gad, Bu, Gad. Mikcevic to his fullback, who flicks it on to Heze. Matthew Heze towards Dekanovic, who's struggling there to get up as the ball popped up right beside him, but the Umbera also couldn't connect. But an appetizing ball in the end from Heze. Le Loop. Zami will leave it. Michalak, who's seeing a lot of the ball in this second half. Mikcevic can just now step on it and await for a press. Will bowl it out to his fullback, Kostanovic. Umbera trying to go around Michalak. Bu will have to, with his toe, knock it to the man in possession here, Kolenovic. Kostanovic to the second post. It's a shot on target in the end, as the flag remained down. I believe Sandzak has made a substitution, unless I'm mistaken. The same 11 that have begun have also began the second half, of course, and 57 minutes in are the 11 that Coach Kamal Hat has deployed on the pitch. Kostanovic towards Sabovic, who's onside. Instruction from Coach Kamal Hat, maybe about the press or the lines that Sandzak now will drop into, as Manhattan Kickers in possession through Le Loop towards Mesa, cleared away. Of course, today's Game and Frame broadcast is sponsored by Umbro. You can head to umbroteam.com to start designing your team kit for free now. Produced by Umbro, designed and worn by you. Long throw-in towards the center forward Rechka. Yanis, the one and the exchange, the two. Michalak from right full back. Back to his captain. With composure back to the center backs that exchange. Loop once again, seeing a lot of the ball. So too is this man Delgianis. Mesa. Flag is risen. An hour's worth of football played here at Randall's Island. Sandzak still in the lead. Sami. Kalenovic with incredible footwork, as Mamadou Diambara was almost through on goal, as gives a quick thumbs up for the idea, and more so exemplary bit of footwork. Getting some oohs and ahs from the Sandzak spectators here beside us. Ron towards Leloup, who has to go towards the ball, but dispossessed by Bu. Dikanovic can make it stick. No, is the answer in this instance. Michalak has some space to drive into. Dikanovic showing good work rate to come back and get in the wing slot of the low block. Zami. Sail back to Zami. Intricate on the top of the box, but it'll just dribble towards Nikcevic. Free kick. Going over to give a hand to Kalenovic after just clipping him on the heels. Kalenovic is pinpoint diagonal to the head of Hrstenovic, who tries to find Heze, but a whistle. For the time being, the same scoreline as was the first matchup between the two sides in mid-November. Sandzak came away victorious with a score of 1-0. Here leading 1-0, but still some football left to be played. Appeals of a handball given by the referee. As we have 27 or so minutes left in this second half. Martin Dikanovic on the score sheet for Sandzak. Two big chances either side in the beginning of the second half. One for Manhattan Kickers and a 1v1 that was repelled by Di Lapo in the Manhattan Kickers goal, denying Sabovic. Diambara. Sami is underneath it. Kalenovic to Sabovic towards the inverting Matthew Heze. Leloup. Cannot press on the center back so he can lift it towards Mesa. Has it, will control. Has Sabovic, but wants Dekanovic with a clever ball. Martin Dekanovic through on goal for his second. Once again, brave goalkeeping to smother from Dilapo, who, if he is playing his second game, big credit to him, as he has made a couple of very big stops in this second half to keep the score at 1-0. Should note, of course, that if it is indeed him who featured in the reserve game, had a very good game at that as well. Let's see the attack here off the woodwork, off the outskirts of the woodwork. Zami once again in an appetizing position on the right hand side. His low cut back to Rechka, who flung himself to the first post, got a good contact on it, but just glanced off the outside of the Nikčević goal. Warning there for Sandzak. Kickers certainly have asked questions in the second half, have had a couple of good chances to find the equalizing goal. Still pushing through Mesa, Rechka, Gad will make it stick. Kalenovic, I see some limbering up on the Sandzak bench. A couple of absentees today for them as well. No Chelebi, I believe he is not going to feature in this game as he picked up a knock last time out. No De Servi as well, but the 11 Warriors at the moment on the pitch are in position for 3 points. Kickers in search of the equalizer. Credit to them, have really come out strong in this second half, and through Zami on the right and Rechka through the middle, almost found an equalizing goal. Michalak advancing again as we've entered the 68th minute. Has it? Bit awkward. Mesa. Rechka. Wanting to locate Zami. Cleared out towards the halfway line. Diambera. Dekanovic is asking for it. We'll get it back. For the moment, Zami. Substitutes really have helped for Manhattan Kickers. Mesa and Zami. Dekanovic getting a big bravo from coach Kamal Hat. Dekanovic wanting to find a control. Maybe the legs just getting a bit heavy for Sandzak. I was just going to mention that from the corner of my eye I saw some limbering up on the Sandzak bench. Zami. Diambera towards Kalenovic. Diambera will keep it in, will flick it around the corner towards Kalenovic. Sale can latch on to the loose 50-50. Rechka, who's dropping in. Mesa. Lelianis, I believe, also behind us, Polonia have scored as well. Something to keep an eye out on for both of these sides here. A whistle. Free kick won by Sale. Not exactly sure what the score is behind me, but I did see red from the corner of my eye, and as the ball entered the net, they grabbed it and placed it on the center circle. Our focus remains here, however, as a little bit of cramp possibly has kicked in for Bu. Lukovic has entered with a bottle of water just to allow his teammates to refresh a bit as Bu is attended to. 20 minutes left in this match. Congested area. Velianis will load it towards Rechka. Mirkovic. No free kick. Alex Mesa on the top of the box. Michalak, Diombera. Bu is back on. And Sandzak, for the moment, we're defending that action with 10. I believe Matthew Heze has gone off. Some fresh legs on the right-hand side. Mirkovic, who scored the goal in the reserve game. We remind you the lone goal there. And the lone goal here. We remain at 1-0. Kickers in the attack here. Michalak is beaten to it by Hrustanovic. Diombera. Sabovic will play towards the fresh legs of the number 11, who's lengthening his stride, keeping it in his spell, as a flag there is risen. Yellow card is brandished to Mirkovic after winning the free kick. Pushed over the man who fouled him, Mesa, but free kick for Sandzak. Substitution as well for Manhattan Kickers. An attacking substitution at that. Off goes Negron, and on comes Mohammed, who began the game in the left wing. Kickers have some defending to do from this dead ball. Kalenovic, as per usual, over it. Kalenovic will load it to the second post. Dikanovic thinking about acrobatics. Hrustanovic can reload. He does so. Cleared away. Half clearance. Velianis will win aside a throw-in. the loop. Michalak. Zami onto his inside. Rechka opens the play to the fullback. Siddiqui going on an underlap. Will find the second ball. Siddiqui's low service. Nikcevic has kept it in play. As we enter the 76th minute here, 75 plus gone, 15 or so left in this very tightly contested matchup between two very good sides. It has to be said, two sides in which we said in the pregame do not concede a lot of goals. Only the lone goal so far. Michalak was looking for Mohammed, but overhit his slide rule ball. Nikcevic taking his time before putting his foot through it towards Sabovic. Advantage thought about given. Referee thought about playing the advantage, credit to him, but once he saw that there wasn't any, brought it back for a free kick in which Lilianis will take. Siddiqui. Towards Sale, Velianis on the top of the box. Left-footed out and a good chunk of the ball was won by the pink boot of Mirkovic. Into the area, Zemi with his left foot high and over. Gutierrez has re-entered. Will replace, let's see who he will replace. I believe it's Siddiqui, so an attacking substitution, attacking-minded substitution. Maybe kickers are even playing with three at the back. Here's the substitute, Gutierrez. Mohammed, Rechka. For a moment I thought Mesa has made way, but he remains. Attack-minded substitution from Manhattan kickers who are in search for an equalizer. Diombera using his strength. Diombera has Dikanovic, finds Martin Dikanovic, opens the touch a bit. Dikanovic! Beautifully taken, a goal to relish. And look at that celebration, adulation on the face of Martin Dikanovic, dedicating it to the camera. A mesmeric move capped off by the center forward. 2-0 now in favor for Sandzak. Exactly what was needed. Getting the congratulations from his coaching staff. Dikanovic, as we know, a very tireless worker in the center forward with his work rate, now showcasing his finishing and the explosion of happiness, shall we say, in the celebration with Mamadou Diambara. Credit to him as well for locating the center forward. Can tell you a lot about how important the second goal was for Sandzak now, as kickers tried, found some chances of their own, hit the post as well. Zami is flagged for offside. 10 minutes left. Sandzak in a quest to go a perfect 10 for 10, double digits, taking their tally to 30 points and extending their lead at the top by a further 2 points if they can hold on here for 10 or so minutes, as Block FC, we remind you, tied yesterday, as a late goal there for Manhattan Celtic meant only 1 point was picked up from the team sitting in second place. Kickers now, who of course tried several approaches, have went to a 3-4-3 or a 3-5-2 formation. Really, formations at a time like this, not so important, but to getting those numbers high up the pitch. If they can find one, they can stand up a grandstand finale. Mohamed dancing onto his left foot. A flick. Corner kick for Manhattan Kickers. Can they find their first of the two, as the goal scorer has been replaced? Good shift from him. Matthew Heze on at centre forward for the last knockings. Flung into the area. It's dangerously to Mohamed, and Nikcevic comes out to spread and to block. Quickly taken. Rechka. Diambara, yell of frustration that he couldn't win the possession for his side. Cleared. Diambara's flick. Kalenovic and Zami in a duel. Zami. Velianis high and over. Nikcevic getting the hurry up from the referee, chewing as much clock as possible. Understandable in a moment of this fixation in the game, with some minutes remaining in a 2-0 lead in their favor. Have some defending to do, and now they can transition. Mamadou Diambara away, has Sabovic ahead of him. Mamadou Diambara dancing onto his right foot. Mamadou Diambara deflecting. Shortly taken to Heze. These positions now that Sandzak can take up high up the pitch, also important for them. Velianis once again wins another possession for his side. Michalak will find Zami. Zami. Loose. And Sabovic can just step on the ball, and furthermore back to Nikčević. Another yell of bravo from Coach Kamal Hat, imploring the side to finish strong. Boot to Heze. Diombera beating Michalak to the spot. Down the ball roll. Diombera for three. A mesmeric move from Mamadou Diombera. And that is Sandzak's golden moment. Plus 3 points for them. And they will now sit 7 points clear at the top of the table, barring something utterly dramatic in the last minutes. Diombera, for all his good work, really craved the goal, and that's exactly what the number 76 produced. I believe is going to be taken off. For some more fresh legs. Another reserve player that played on the reserves, rather, who will hop off the bench to assist Sandzak's first team here. Really, the unity between the two sides is something that provides Sandzak some comfort when maybe they don't have all the pieces in their arsenal, like we mentioned today, without a couple of key players, Chalebi, Deservi. But there's always option to dip into the bench and to change. Le Loop. Delians. Sale. Zami. Rechka going into the channel. For all of Kicker's good work, really possibly deserved to get on the score sheet, as they created some very good chances at 1-0 to be repelled by the Sandzak defense and Nikčević before Dekanovic's second, and some minutes previously Mamadou Diombera's third, to stand us here at 3-0 in favor of Sandzak. 2.5 minutes left, possibly a minute or two of added time. We will see what the referee elects to add on. Gutierrez will try one. Gutierrez. Nikčević has to touch it over the goalpost. Quite similar timing and actually location to his incredible stop last time out against Polonia. They have a corner kick to defend now. Kicker's flooding the white shirts into the area. Left-footed service toward the penalty spot. Sale got first contact, bobbling around. Gutierrez has a hack at it. Nice contact, but over the Nikčević goal. As Nikčević will put his foot through it, we have entered in the last minute of the allotted 90. Mirkovic. Le loop backwards to his goalkeeper. Sandzak will extend their lead. A very positive weekend for them in all aspects. their reserve side victorious, and now with a 3-0 scoreline, looking like they will extend their lead to plus 7 points at the top of their table in their quest to play APSL football next year. Really something that was on the cards from last year. Their ambition, determination is exactly what is needed, as the referee has blew his final whistle. Final whistle here. Big 3 points in store for Sandzak. 3 goals, 2 coming from their striker Martin Dikanovic, and a third late to shore things up from Mamadou Diarambera. Final score here, Sandzak extending their lead to plus 7 at the top of the table. Victorious here, 3-0 over a very valiant effort from Manhattan Kickers, who tried to find an equalizer in the second half. Had a couple of very good chances, has to be said. A very good side at that. They will certainly cause trouble in the top 4 race. Final score for final time here, Sandzak 3, Manhattan Kickers 0. Stay tuned for interviews.
From soccer fields across the USA to the legendary stadiums of Spain and Portugal, for 40 years, Petrobax has been the go-to expert for group travel to Spain and Portugal. We organize soccer group trips from start to finish. Flights, hotels, transportation, and guided tours, all perfectly coordinated by our experienced team. Your trip can include attending La Liga and Portuguese Primeira Liga games, matches against local teams, pro training sessions, and even tournaments. As true experts in Spain and Portugal, we'll ensure you also experience the rich history, vibrant culture, and incredible food these countries are famous for. Celebrating 40 years of crafting unforgettable journeys to Spain and Portugal. Petrobax, your team, your passion, your trip to Spain and Portugal starts here.
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University, and I play forward. The Salt Air Case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house, so I don't have to worry about it stinking up my room. It helps me keep track of my cleats and my shin guards, so I know that they're together, and I don't have to worry about tracking them down or losing them or stressing out about where they are. I would definitely rock this, walking to the games, walking around to my trainings. And it's super helpful for travel. When I travel in the airport to go to away games, it's not going to stink up my backpack or stink up the plane where I'm sitting. Magnetic strip on the top is super easy to open to take my cleats out and to put my cleats back in. I think it's an essential part of my outfit for soccer, and it helps keep all my stuff organized and stink-free.
A quality highlight reel is crucial for college and pro recruitment. A lot of services offer generic solutions, but at Game & Frame we know every player is unique and needs a personalised approach to win over coaches. Our process is simple. We work with any footage, and if you need help finding your best plays, we'll review games for you. Once we've finished, you'll have a reel you can upload to any recruitment platform. We've helped hundreds of players get the attention they deserve, including placements in Division 1 programs. Scan the QR code or email us for a free consultation and start the journey to maximize your recruitment potential.
Welcome back, guys. I'm joined here by Martin Dikanovic and Mamadou Diombara, the two goal scorers for Sandzak's big victory over Manhattan Kickers 3-0. Let's begin with you, Martin. A very difficult game against an opponent that we know played you guys in a tightly contested matchup last time out in November, 1-0 scoreline. That was the opening goal in the first minutes, your goal. How was that like, and did that help you guys to prepare more for the second half?
0-0. We were just being patient, playing out of the back, holding possession. As soon as I had that opening, that's what I was envisioning pretty much all night last night. My first game back since October after a big injury. You know, I wasn't supposed to start the match. I ended up starting the match, first game back. As soon as that ball bounced, I knew I had to bury it. That's what I did. In my country, we say nije kome je rečeno, nego kome je suđeno. It's not who it's meant for, but who it's destined for. And, you know, that's exactly how I felt. My heart was full at 1-0.
And, of course, we say in previous streams as well, your work rate, your determination is always on par. Today, other than that, of course, that'll never not be in your game, was your clinical finishing. You had a very good opening in the first half. You finished it. You had a very good opening in the second half. You made no mistake with this finish. What is like not playing for so many months, and knowing that you still have that clinical touch in the goal, as true center forwards do?
Right. So, you know, my work rate, that's what I'm known for. You know, I do everything for the team, even though that I'm in up top. But coach today gave different instructions. He was like, you just came back, be patient, wait for the ball. And that's exactly what I did. I had a great pass from Mamadou. You know, first touch, set myself up, looked at the angle and just went for the placement 2-0. That was finally a breather, and, you know, even more fulfilling feeling after that first goal. You know, it's like it was like a fairy tale tonight.
And very well said. And one final question. At 1-0, they started the second half with some tempo. They changed some things. They put some attacking players in. Your defensive stability, of course, you can see you also help with the press and going back in times in the wing. Your defensive stability in your structure, is that a very big component when you know you're winning 1-0, and of course you're going to get chances through Mamadou, through Heze in transition as well? What is that like?
Yeah, it definitely helps, like having a captain as a center back, having a goalkeeper like Danilo and 1-0, you know, those guys give you confidence, and you know when the chance comes back on the other end, even if it's counter, you know, you have to like finish it off, and you know, that's like a full circle, let's call it that.
Very clinical and very good day's work from the number 9. Let's go to the winger, Mamadou Diombara. Other than being one of the best wingers in my eyes in the league, what does assisting and scoring mean for you in a very important game, knowing that now that you guys will go plus 7 points clear in first place?
I mean, Sandzak is a team, a family. It doesn't matter who scored, who assists. If you have a chance to give the ball to your teammates, just do it to help the team win. And that's what happened. You know, I was able to give assist to Martin in his first game back in the second half of the season. It was a great pass and a great finish.
And I also saw the reaction. I think I said it on the commentary too, jumping in each other's arms, that unity that you guys were talking about, that is what I think is a staple of Sandzak. The pass is good, the finish is good, the 3 points are very good. This win will take you now plus 7 points. Obviously only 2 games played in the spring season. What is the goal for Sandzak, and is it a game-by-game basis? Because at the moment it's looking very, very strong.
The goal for Sandzak is to keep winning, as we usually do. So we saw what happened yesterday with Black FC. They tied against Manhattan Celtic 2-2, which was great, a great result for us. So we had we had in mind that we had to win this game, which we did. So 7 point clear. So we keep going, game by game.
What is like to, now that he mentioned that, some games are played Saturday, some games are played Sunday. Obviously you guys knew the result yesterday. Did that give you guys a little bit more pressure that, of course, every game is a must win, the shirt is heavy, as we say, but knowing that Block FC dropped points yesterday, is that a little bit more incentive or a little bit more pressure to get the job done on Sunday?
Honestly, I think we were projecting to be like 7 points ahead in about 3 games, just going game by game. So when we saw that they dropped points, I think that was a bigger incentive. And 0-0, we just had to be in control, stay calm. And then, you know, when you get passes like that, I wouldn't say just the best winger, best attacking player of the season, Mamadou, and when he says all these things like win by win. It's very humbling, and when he passes like that to the player who just coming back off the injury, he believes in me. You know, I'm happy to return the favor, you know, and he deserved that third goal. That was the least what he deserved in this game and in many more to come. So,
and now that you mentioned it, let's talk about the third goal. Yes, humble is great, but it was a great goal. What did you see? It seems at times that you slow down the defender and then you just change your tempo. And talk to me about how that third goal was.
I mean, that third goal, I knew I had to finish because I missed a couple of chances. You know, to make up for it, I had to put it in the back of the net, which I did. You know, it was a good finish.
It was a good finish, and it was a great day for Sandzak. Congratulations. 3-0 plus 7 points at the top of the table.
Thank you.
The goal score is here. Final score at Randall's Island Field 70, Sandzak 3, Manhattan Kickers 0. Your 2 goal scorers beside me. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you.